Welcome back, everybody. It's Freddie Mac, your ham radio crusader, and I've got another unboxing video for a product review that I'm going to do on a new Retevis, or Retevis, however you say it. I'm not exactly sure, but I say Retevis. Walkie-talkie, handheld, handy-talkie, whatever you want to call it. And I can't remember the model number. I purchased this from Retevis Direct and told them, said, hey, I want to review this radio. And they sent me one after I paid them for it. So this is a paid. This is a non-sponsored by Retevis. I took it upon myself. I like the look of that walkie. I'd like to review it. So I contacted my contact at Retevis, and he said, okay, here's how much it is. So I sent him some money. He sent me a radio. I don't know if it's good or bad. What drew me to this walkie-talkie was purely aesthetics. It looked kind of cool. Analog only handy-talkie, and I thought, hey, let's try it out. So, without further ado, here it is in its native Chinese coat and packaging. Let's get into this. I don't know where the sternum is on this one, so we'll start from the side and work our way in. We've got a CE moniker, an FCC moniker, Rojas, I'm not sure what that means, Shenzhen Retevis Technology Company Limited, Juhua Street, Longgang District, Shenzhen, China. Oh, their web address. This is interesting. The web address is www.ailunce.com. I still don't know how to pronounce that correctly, but I say Ailunce. Could be Ailunce. Ailunce. Their email is hams@ailunce.com. Facebook is facebook.com/Ailunce. Got to admit, I think the package is a little lighter than I expected. But right on the cover, Ailunce. It is the Ailunce model HA1G, Hotel Alpha 1 Golf. Frequency, GMRS. So apparently this particular radio is marketed for the GMRS frequency bands. Ooh. Ailunce. It reminded me, the chassis reminded me of the, what is it, the HG1, or is this the HG1? This is the HA1G. Mike, K8MRD, over at Ham Radio Tube, did a review some time ago of the Ailunce DMR analog handy-talkie. Spoke highly of the comfort of it, the sound of it, the functionality of it. And it set me off to look at those products. And then I came across this one because, you know, analog's my first love. It is what it is. And thought we'd just take a look at this one. HA1G, two-way radio user's manual. English, some decent illustrations. You gotta watch Retevis on their translations from Chinese to English. They're not great, but they're not the worst I've ever seen either. I was able to translate them after 6 or 7 tries. Okay, a little bit about the radio and the display. Seems to be a decent amount of information here. Yeah, but we're hams. Who needs an owner's manual, right? I always come back to them. All right, next thing we see on the top is a programming cable, which is more than I expected. That's great. Thank you for including the programming cable. It's a USB to a specialized microphone port on the side. You can see that. Its part number is SKU Juliet 9131 Papa. J9131 Papa from Retevis, and its color is black. It even has a serial number. Really, on a programming cable. That's interesting. Alright, next thing you know, we've got ourselves a cradle charger here with its name branded. Looks like the input is 5 volts DC at 1000 milliamps, so 5 volts at 1 amp, USB-C charging capable. Output 5 volts at 1 amp, so this must be some kind of just a pass-through. I see an LED indicator and a Type-C port on the back. 4 screws at the bottom, There's that LED indicator that I hope lights up. It is very light. It feels like there's nothing in there. We may take that apart. USB-C. I'm assuming charging cable. The insides, if you can see that, is green. Blue indicates USB 3.0. What does green indicate? Maybe just charging? Power only, not data transfer? I may have to research that. And then, well, in true Chinese form, we have the walkie. Got a little weight to it. Wow. Battery is connected. Type-C charging, LED indicator. And it's attached. So, naturally, I'm going to take it off if my arthritis will allow it. Wow, beefy battery. Ailunce, okay. Model HA1G, as I said before, the FCC ID is as follows: 2 Alpha 3 Oscar Hotel Alpha 1 Golf. That number again: 2 Alpha 3 Oscar Hotel Alpha 1 Golf. Ailunce two-way radio, model HA1G, frequency GMRS. Okay. It's from the Shenzhen Retevis Technology Company Limited. We read all that before. Oh, look at the pretty green on the side. Maybe that green is some kind of color scheme. Air pressure adjusting hole. Do not tamper with or cover. Okay, I won't. This is it's a lithium-ion battery, model HA1G, voltage at 7.4 volts. So if this is a 7.4 volt battery, how is 5 volts going to charge it if it's only outputting 5 volts? How's that going to happen completely? Let me know down in the comments. I would really like to have your opinion about that. And we are going to take a look inside that charger now. Okay, so let's put this back on there. It's a 2800 milliamp hour battery, 20.72 watt hours. Okay, let's put it back on. See if it's good. Well, before we do, let's take a look. Oh, look at this. Would you look at the wrist strap? We have a wrist strap in this box. And we do have a belt clip, and the shape of it is very similar to the TID radio. Oh, interesting. I don't see any mounting screws. Are they in the radio? And they are. Boink, boink. Okay. So, let's close this up, and let's see if we can't zoom in on this a little bit more. How's that looking, y'all? And we'll turn it on. Ailunce. Ooh, no sounds. I've got an initial frequency of 462.7125 and 462.600. The top one says C7, which I'm guessing means channel 7. The bottom one says C17. So let's turn the old knob here. Looks like the blue is the VFO that is selected. So let's hit menu. Ooh, beeping. Radio setting, zone setting, channel setting, scan setting, signaling, emergency, call tone, FM radio, weather setting, factory reset, and back to the top, and then exit. I gotta tell you, that menu is nice to look at. Color screen. Menu is, the buttons are reacting to the menu pretty well, very well actually. So we're going to hit, what was that? Radio setting. We've got display mode, frequency, name, or channel. Band setting, band A or band B. So you can either have a single band display, a single VFO display, single channel display, or two. Backlight. Ooh, brightness setting. says brightness. Oh, I see. You can select the time it's on. Well, I went through time. Okay, thanks. Time, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20, 25, 30, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So I'm going to select for this demonstration 1 minute. But how do I adjust the brightness? Huh. We'll get back to that, I guess. Key function, key lock mode, key lock settings, side key function. Audio. Audio enable and mic gain. It's got a microphone gain. That's kind of a cool feature. It's got Vox, power saving, menu timeout settings, language, radio information. We're at model HA1G firmware version 1.01.09.001. The hardware version is 0.1. So is that a first generation hardware for this model? That's what I would read into it. Okay, so let's go back to zone setting. Menu, all channels, zone 1 or zone 2. So maybe that's all we get is 2 zones. Channel setting. GMRS channels pre-programmed. VFOB, VFOA, and then back to other channels. Okay, well, let's select channel 1 for now. Bandwidth is wide, so that's correct. Receive frequency 5625. Interesting. So let's back out of this. Scan, signaling. What kind of signaling do we have? DTMF signal or common setting? PTT ID. Let's exit out of that. Emergency call tone, FM radio, weather setting, and I'm back in the menu, aren't I? Let's try that FM radio. Let's go up to 92.9. Select. My eyes are not hungry, so we'll just go over here to 95.1. Select.
What to do about that as a culture?
Yeah. Isn't that something, folks? Isn't that something? Now you're hearing something on this broadcast the media does not want to acknowledge. The media,
Okay, so I gotta go turn the radio back off. Okay. Cool. So I'd like to be able to change them backlight colors. So let's get down to channel. Let's get down to channel 1. Okay, when I hit transmit, I hit the PTT button, I get a pop-up. So let's do this.
WRUT 923, testing 1, 2, 3. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog.
So, just so you can see,
WRUT 923. WRUT 923, testing. WRUT 923, testing. Test 1, 2. This is a test from the Baofeng BF-18H. A test from the Baofeng BF-18H. WRUT 923, testing 1, 2, 3. This is a test. This is only a test. WRUT 923 from the Ailunce HA1G. Henry Alpha? Nope. Hotel Alpha 1 Golf. Ailunce GMRS radio. Testing 1, 2, 3. WRUT 923.
as you can tell, audio is pretty decent. Feels really good in the hand. Looks like it's got a IP67 type. I don't know that this is IP67 rated, merely because the C port, C battery charging port, is uncovered. But the mic port is covered with a screw. So let's take that off real quick. Hello. Screw pops right out. Don't like that. No retainer on the screw. There is a rubber coating around this, where it goes around this port. This would be for a speaker mic and the programming cable. But the screw popped right out of the cover. Normally there's a small retainer there, so you want to be careful if you get one of these. Ailunce, made in China. Let's put that belt clip on real quick. Those bubbies that are in there, I'm gonna tell you, I put a little torque on them to keep them in place, which, hey, probably wasn't a bad idea. Thank you, Joe Brett, for recommending the Kai Wheats bit set. ES20 right there. That's what this little screwdriver came out of. It's USB rechargeable. Saves the old arthritic hand. There's about a bazillion bits in there for different screw sizes. Torx, Phillips, flathead, Allen. I mean, there's a little bit of everything in there, and this is an amazing little piece of kit, as they say. Ooh, I just noticed something odd. Did you see it? Probably not, because my fat hands are in the way. When I took the screws out for the belt clip, this whole thing moved. What's going on there? Oh. I bet if I do this, it acts like it wants to come right off. And it does. I don't know why. There's even a little barcode underneath there. Or Q code, I should say. Let's see if the old iPhone knows what it means. Apparently not. Okay, so we'll pop that back on, and it snapped right in. We'll see if the old arthritic hands can get this screw to start. All right. Goes on to the radio, not the battery, so it doesn't have to come off for you to change your battery. Battery locks in pretty good too. This feels really good. I know I say this about every radio, but it feels good to me. It feels solid. Let's see what the... Whoa! I'm not sure that antenna comes off. I know I've got arthritis. I'm not always the strongest grip. Ooh, we got an orange button on top here. Alert! Alert! There's danger nearby. Please help me. Alert! Alert! Turning off the power to the radio stops said emergency alarm. That was fun. And a short press of the PTT will stop it. Cool stuff. Right here, if you can see that, is the little loophole for the wrist strap, which I'm sorry, I'm not going to put on there. I've been doing that just because, hey, I want to use every piece of the puzzle. But they're starting to make me mad. I'm usually a pretty tolerant guy. But you know, when you go to set them down and the wrist strap's always underneath and then it just falls over, and then you're really upset because it fell over and it's a brand new radio. Cool. Nice little glow in the dark. I don't know that it glows in the dark, but it's nice and bright, so it'll be easier to see in low light situations. Mic seems pretty stout. Let's see how it fits in the drop charger. Whoa, see how quickly that went in there? I'm shocked and amazed, I tell you. So let's plug this puppy in to a power source and see what happens, shall we? Okay, let's take it out, plug it in, and let's plug it in over here into a USB 3.0 USB socket, and we have a green indicator light. Drop in the charger and we automatically get a red indicator light. Just boom, just that fast. And now it's charging. Okay, so let's take that off. Man, that feels really good. Let's get some perspective here. I have a pretty big hand. Anyway, I worked in the public safety field 33 years. And a good walkie meant everything. Everything. To your personal safety and many, many other reasons. This feels like one of those radios. I'm quite surprised. Spectral purity, that's unknown yet. We're going to see maybe if I can get a friend to check it. I don't have a spectrum analyzer of any kind yet. But, wow, I can't recommend it for that part of the equation just yet, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, so let's set that there. Let's go back here. Unplug the charger, and we're going to take a look inside. And let's see what it looks like when we take the cover off. So not a lot of meat for them taters. I see a capacitor. I see the USB port. I see some leads going from this circuit board to these contacts here. Looks like it was manufactured December 29th of 2022. That's a guess. It looks like a formatted date. The part number is Charlie Echo Delta dash Tango Charlie 328. And then there's another number under that says Delta Lima Delta dash Charlie 152. Now there's some resistors here. Small surface mount. Q2, I believe those are transistors. There's a Q1, 2, and 3. Several resistors, and that's it. Looks like 7 resistors, 8 resistors, 3 transistors, a capacitor there. You can see it. Maybe those transistors, I don't know. I'm just going to have to see how well it charges. And I don't have a particular way to check battery capacity outside of its own designation just yet. I want the radio to be a great radio. I want all radios to be great radios. But they're on to something with this one. And like I said, I could be way off base if the spectral purity is off. Retevis goes both ways sometimes. It just depends. But it's a wait and see situation. Plug that back up. Look how quickly that just boom. It goes right in there. We're going to let that charge up a little bit. I'm going to get the software loaded and we'll check out the programming and then we'll do some power tests. So, could be right back. 2 minutes, 2 seconds. A lot longer than that.